Hello, my friends. Welcome. I'm going to give you a moment to check in here, but we're going to talk a little bit about DMT and its content for your life and the DMT Method event that is taking place on October 19th in Denver. I'm going to encourage you all to tap the link in the comments at the end of this video and just go check it out. Why? Because a lot of you are struggling, and I understand that. What's happening with the current energy and why people are struggling and why people are getting stuck right now is because you are in a rebirth. And this rebirth is basically uncomfortable. If you missed last week's Truth Tribe, it was Monday, so this week, I guess. And if you missed it, what is happening is I kind of went on there of why we're in fight club mode, why we're in a difficult mode of fighting and feeling challenged to connect with other people. And the challenge that we're all up against is that you are learning right now what I am going to teach for the rest of the year into the new year, which is how to access all 12 aspects of yourself. We are learning how to tap into our God code. What does that mean? Your God code is, Greg Braden wrote the God code, Christ consciousness, the Christ code, the Buddha code, your DNA codes, all represent that you are a connection of all things in your reality. And God DNA is inside of all of you, running through your spinal fluid, through your mind, all the way through to the core of the earth. We're energy. We're energetic beings. And within this energetic being, right, the God code inside of you is trying to express itself. It's trying to learn its new way of being, and you're going through a rebirth. And whether you want to look at outside pressure as an argument or difficulty or challenges, something that's coming up for all of you is the fact that whatever's showing up, whether you want to blame the planets, whether you want to look at the external pressure of people, whether it's experiences, they're all pushing you into rebirth, into birthing into the new you. What is the new you? Your authentic self. And so until you become self-aware of yourself and of your who you are and why you came down to earth onto this planet, it's going to be a difficult challenge until we start stepping into self-awareness, which is why I teach self-awareness astrology. The DMT method is not an astrology class. It is a self-awareness on steroids event. One day of knowing your bullshit and knowing your badassery at a level that takes you over the top to the next level. Who you are, your self-awareness, being aware of who you are. And what we found is that most people aren't self-aware. They don't know who they are, why they're here, what they came to do as their puzzle piece in the collective grid of consciousness. But basically, we're taking the entire earth plane and we're moving it up. Each one of you has your own specific purpose of why you came here. Whether you're a gardener, whether you're a chef, whether you're a CEO, I do this across the board. I teach self-awareness strategies. Why? Because if you don't have a strategy to know yourself, walking into any environment, especially relationships, especially marriages, especially partnerships, especially business partnerships, you're going to walk in wonky and uncomfortable and in odd positions because you're letting them dictate how you're supposed to be, and then you start losing your authenticity. And if you're not self-aware, you're going to get tripped up. So the big awakening I'm trying to get people, which is get connected to your God code, to the God code source consciousness, to your DNA, energetic DNA. You all have an energetic DNA, and we're showing up as 12 aspects of ourselves. It's kind of like saying we all have multiple personalities, right? You do. You show up in a different environment. You show up in money differently than you show up communicating, differently than you show up at home, different than you show up at work or in your spirituality, in your health. And understanding how you show up is the shift, is tapping into your codes, into the DNA frequency that you exhibit out like sonar. So at this event, I want to remind all of you that this is a big deal because one, you know yourself, and you know if you're playing low frequency in any of those 12 aspects of your personality, of your frequency, of your divine DNA, you can raise that frequency to a higher frequency, and then we utilize water to charge the water with those higher codes. And that higher code then gets refreshed back into your system at the higher frequency, and we start basically integrating those codes within our DNA and reminding you who you are, to become self-aware, to become God consciousness, divine consciousness, Buddha consciousness, Christ consciousness, utilizing the wisdom that's already inside of you. We just forgot. This is how you awaken it. So if you want to dive into deep spiritual as well as self-awareness, this is self-awareness on steroids. This takes you to the 10x level of the high frequency version of your life, and it's in one day. We don't need 20 years of therapy. We need one day of self-validation. I'm here to validate you and show you how you can do that. But that only happens when you're ready to get rid of the bullshit, see the bullshit, and start stepping into your badass, beautiful warrior selves. That's what's going on. So stop pushing back. Step into the understanding that pressure is pressuring you to flip the script and rebirth yourself into the new you, the new, powerful, amazing self. So, brightest blessings. If you have any questions, DM me. I'll send you the link to the DMT method, or just go to DMT method, capital letters, DMTmethod.ideserveitnow.com, and you'll get all the information you're looking for. I love you all. You have an amazing weekend. Brightest blessings. Take care.